What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dutch, coming back to you for real takes. Well, it looks like it's that time again. It is movie news time. There's a couple of things I want to discuss. Of course, some updates on a couple of movies. We have a couple of characters that are going through a little bit of changes in some particular movie productions. We have some new movies that are being discussed with some, characters or actors that we actually love. And then there's some things that were not on my radar that are now are, and I'd like to just bring it to the forefront. So with that said, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. The first thing I want to discuss has to do with A Quiet Place 2. Now, you already know how I feel. I talked about it immensely, how much I love the first one. I was excited when I heard they were doing a sequel. Excited that director John Krasinski is coming back to do it. Now, you already know he will not be in it in the capacity as an actor, but definitely behind the camera. Happy Emily Blunt will be back. Of course, you already know the kids are coming back. I did discuss how we had two new characters we knew that were coming on board. That was Cillian Murphy and Brian Tyree Henry. Well, it looks like Brian Tyree Henry has to step down, and it looks like we're going to get Digimon Hansu, who will be now in the place of Brian Tyree's character. I'm excited about that. Both those gentlemen are great actors. They're both are really busy as of lately. Brian Tyree Henry has quite a bit coming out. I just saw him recently in the new kind of like, reimaging or rebooting of a Chucky movie. And then, of course, he's going to be in the movie Don't Let Go coming out in a couple of months. And then, of course, Joker as well. And then, of course, he's going to be in the new Eternals. He has quite a few other things coming out going into the following year. So he's straight good to go. Kind of sad he won't be in this, but that's fine. With Digimon Hansu, he's doing very well for himself. I've been following his work for years. I remember when he did Amistad. He did Gladiator. He was also in, of course, he was in Captain Marvel. He was in Shazam. He's going to be in The King's Man. He also is going to be in, if I'm mistaken, Charlie's Angels. That's right. So he's staying pretty daggone busy. So I'm happy to see him in this. We still don't know in what capacity him and Cillian Murphy's characters will be. We don't know if he's going to be some sort of adversary. Will he be somebody, that Emily Blunt's character can trust? Also, from what John Krasinski said in regards to the movie, this is not your typical sequel. So that leaves it with an open way to interpret the movie. I told you all how I felt. I said I figure either it's going to be a continuation moving forward, from the situation of them having a way to deal with the creatures now that the daughter had a way that can in some ways neutralize them, and it could help, her mother, her brother, and her little young brother, so to speak. Also, I said they could do in some ways some kind of like a prequel of sorts. How did these creatures come, to Earth, in what capacity? How did this all come to be? That's what I was thinking. So we'll have to see, because even though he says it's not your typical sequel, that's supposed to be, it could be a prequel. We never know. So, like I said, he's keeping the overall storyline tight-lipped. So I'm curious to see if Cillian and Digimon, will be working together. Or these two people they're going to come across in different, scenarios within the storyline. We just don't know. But I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, of course, back, and of course these new characters being introduced, and just seeing it, because, like I stated, this was considered a sleeper hit. No one really thought too much of it. When we saw the trailer, I did my reaction. I really enjoyed it. When I went to the movie theater, I said it over again. I swear to goodness, it was so freaking quiet in there. Normally you hear a lot of noise, some people, talking, whatever, but we just didn't want to miss anything, and that lets you know they were truly engaged. It was so really good. I loved every minute of this movie. It was really that good. And it was just like all the premises of a movie. It was something totally different, and I like that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them kind of move, the story along, whichever. Now, the date is March 20 of next year. So before you know, we're almost through the whole entire year. Before you know, March will be here. And I figure we'll most likely get maybe a trailer probably towards the end of the year. I want to say maybe November, December, right around the holidays we'll probably get something. I figure most likely a teaser at first, similar to how they did it the first time. And then the next trailer they gave us, it was really good. And I was already on board anyway. I couldn't wait for the tickets to go on sale. So I'm good to go. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm looking forward to seeing John do his thing. And for it to be his directorial debut, he knocked that baby out the park. So I can only imagine what creative juices, whatever, are going to be flowing in this, next, phase 2, the actual story itself. But with that said, moving on from that. Now, this one, it bums me because this particular director will not be a part of this one, and this has to do with RoboCop. This has to do with the director, Neil Blomkamp. He was attached to do this. I was excited because you already know, I've said it, I love me some RoboCop. I love the first one, and I did love the second one. The third one was some garbage. It came on TV a couple months ago. I looked at that, and I just could not ugh. But okay, it is what it is. I was looking forward to knowing who was cast, because we still didn't know who's going to be cast in the main character of playing RoboCop. Nothing. So that should have been a red flag for me right off the cuff. And it just has nothing to do with Neil Blomkamp per se, whichever meaning he doesn't want to do it. But something's come up where he looks like he's going to be attached to making a horror film, whichever. Don't have any details on that. So let me just read what he said when he was writing on his Twitter account. He makes the note. He says he's off of RoboCop. He says he's getting to work on a new horror thriller, and MGM can't wait / need to shoot the RoboCop sequel before he's available again. So it's almost like, even though he's going to do this, now they're ready to roll, whichever. Somebody obviously presented him something he was really excited to do. Not to say he doesn't want to do RoboCop, but he wanted to do this and then probably come back and do RoboCop. I don't know why they can't do that. You all have no real overall cast, and you just had a director. I'm not familiar with exactly who's writing this yet. I have been talking about this off and on for months. There's no casting. So what is all of a sudden is a time crunch and hurry now, when he'd been sitting on this for months waiting for the ball to get rolling? They, of course, made little comments about bringing back some past, characters, of course, and that would have been lovely, but that's fine. We're going to start new, because we already know how the 2014 one went, and I went and saw that, and it was abysmal. No offense to Joel Kinnaman. He's a great actor, but it did nothing for me. I didn't like the way the overall look of the RoboCop's, appearance. It's just, it was so out there to me. I was just truly not feeling it. I mean, the aspects of the sci-fi action really wasn't really even there as well. It wasn't a lot going on with it. So, I mean, like I said, honestly, sometimes a lot of the old ones still hold up to me. So when they want to make one, they got to get it right there on par, because then it's just like, just no point of it. So, but this one, I don't know what to think. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what's this horror thriller he's going to be working on, that he's definitely inclined to want to do, and he definitely, has, of course, good things still to say about RoboCop. He says he looks forward to seeing whoever does pick up the mantle to do it. I don't know how I feel, because he's done many movies in the past, like District 9, it was Elysium, with Matt Damon. I think he did Chappie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so those are some good movies. Love me some District 9. So I don't know what to think. I'm curious to see who they're going to pick, because this person better have some sort of, background in directing with action, some sort of drama, suspense, or whatever, for anybody to get behind them to do the RoboCop, because that would have been good big shoes to fill right there with Neil being attached to it. So I'm kind of bummed about this. So yeah, they're rushing and want to get it done now. Now they seem like they're on a time crunch. Let's see who they're going to pick for the director, and I'm damn sure looking forward to seeing who they're going to pick as the main character of it. So Peter Weller already said he wasn't going to do it. He's in his 70s. He's just like, I'm chilling. So, I can't even be mad at that. And the date they're trying to see if they're going to put this out. I don't even know where they're going to put this at, because I have nothing that I noted from my notes showing exactly when this is going to come out. Again, proving my point. You're wanting to get this out. There's so much stuff coming out next year, definitely going to 2021. Where are you going to put this in time slot? That's going to be some sort of competition, or you can get it out where it can still make us money. So, yeah, MGM, y'all need to get that stuff together, because I don't like the way that's kind of being kind of rolled out. So, but anyway, moving on from that. So, when I know more about that, I will definitely let you guys know more. So, but moving on. Now, this one, I'm already down for it. Already look forward to it. It comes out in my birthday month next year, May. I can't help it. This has to do with Fast and Furious 9. I see that we're adding more people to the cast. We already talked about how some of the, regular cast members, of course, Tyrese, Michelle Rodriguez, Natalia Emanuel, Ludacris coming back. Then we see that we hear Helen Mirren's coming back. Charlize Theron will be attached to it. Now we're getting another name, and this has to do with an individual who does not have an acting background, whichever, but I'm intrigued, and this has to do with, looks like to be a UFC heavyweight champion, and his name is Francis Ngannou. Now, I'm not familiar with UFC because I don't watch the UFC like that, so I know some people are aware, because I think he's ranked at number 2, if I'm not mistaken. So I did a little bit of research on him, so I know who I'm seeing and dealing with when I see him in the actual movie. Now, his character, his whatever he's going to be playing, is being very tight-lipped. They're not giving off any information about him. So I'm curious as to what capacity, but I feel like one part will be in regards to good action or fight scale sequences. So that will be very interesting to see. Now, I did also wanted to bring up was the fact that John Cena will be in it as well. I didn't want to just forget him. I'm looking forward to knowing about the overall plot of the movie now. Now that we've kind of started in the production of the movie and they're kind of getting it going now. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully, I know with Ben, he likes to keep a lot of stuff tight-lipped. We'll know they're doing production, but he doesn't have anything where you see and hear a lot about the movie as it's going. You don't really get a lot of stuff where it shows on set, visuals, whatever. It's almost like he's able to do the work, whatever, and then you hear a little bit about stuff, little whispers from here and there, but most of the time you don't see anything. It's almost like he's able to do the movie while a lot of people, paparazzi or whatever, getting, photos or whatever and spoiling anything or whatever. Which seems to be works for him all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that because it makes it even more exciting. So once I see the trailer, I see what I'm working with, and I'm hyped for it, and then I go to the theaters and show my love and go see the movie. So, but I'm looking forward to this. I'm definitely wanting to know exactly what capacity Francis' character will be. I'm hoping he's a good guy. Something makes me think he could be a bad guy. You remember when Ronda Rousey came on, she played a bad guy. I love her little fight sequences with Michelle Rodriguez. They were doing the damn thing, and things of that nature. So I'm definitely curious to seeing what he'll be doing. But I'm just glad they're actually already in production. May's right around the corner, and then you already know. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he was trying to do both back to back because they were going to have this one come out, and then the following year, Fast and Furious 10 will come out. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on that. I could be incorrect, but I remember when they originally talked about it, they were trying to do both of the movies back to back, and it would be done or whichever, and then they're kind of move on to possibly doing standalone movies where Michelle Rodriguez will have her own film, whatever, and all that, and start, letting them flourish a little bit more outside of the main franchise of Fast and the Furious. So I'm just hyped to see it. I'm excited. I love that he's expanding the cast a little bit, but I'm just ready for him to get it done. So when next year comes, I look forward to seeing it, whichever. I already know things will probably make a rack of money, so I'm down for it. I'm here for it. So moving on from that, you guys. Oh, this comes out May 22nd, 2020, and that's funny because my birthday is May 20, so I will most definitely be going to see that. So moving from that, now this is one that I'm excited to see when it comes out. This will be with Black Panther 2. Now we're hearing that one person we know for sure is coming. We already know Chadwick Boseman. Please. We know Ryan Coogler's coming back to write and direct. Now we're hearing Martin Freeman will be back. Of course, he played the character, I think it was Everett Rose. I want to say yes, Everett Ross. Excuse me. I'm excited. I'm excited to see some original cast members from the original movie coming back. Of course, we'll see Danae come back. She's playing Okoye. We'll see Daniel Kaluuya playing Wakabi, and of course Winston Duke playing M'Baku, Letitia Wright playing Shuri. So I'm excited for that. So I'm wondering what capacity his storyline will be going forward, whichever. I don't know if he's going to come back because they're going to have a particular adversary or villain, whatever, that they both were working on to deal with or team up to deal with, whichever. Now that's going to be interesting. If I'm trying to remember if I'd heard some stories about a particular character who might be his his villain, his antagonist, and it might be a character that's going to be played by Henry Golding. I'm not sure, but I definitely am looking forward to see if that is true. It's just in the beginning stages. We don't know exactly what the script's entailing right now. We know it is being worked on. I don't know if Ryan Coogler is finished with that yet, but that's fine. He's still tweaking. This will not be coming out, and if I'm not mistaken, this is not coming out until 2022 anyway, because this was nothing that was discussed in Phase 4 during Comic-Con. So I already know this will be Phase 5 with a couple other stuff. We know Blade will be a part of Phase 5, so I'm looking forward to seeing maybe Captain Marvel, all those going into that part. So for the next 2 to 3 years we'll be dealing with Phase 4, and that'll be kind of how that's going to go, and that's fine. So but yes, I'm excited for, like I said, I love returning characters. It keeps the familiarity with a lot of people, and of course introducing new characters, that's fine, but it was so much more potential of some things they needed to do because of, if you saw the ending of the movie, them dealing with the technology they want to bring to America, whichever. He was kind of keeping it hidden and shielded. You understand when he was having his confrontation, with the character played by Michael B. Jordan, talking about all the stuff that you could do, the potential you could, bring to other people if they knew, what you could do for them. And he, of course, at first was hesitant, but then, of course, he opened himself up, whichever. You see the part of him and his sister talking about the things they can do, whatever, and all that, and build from that and grow. So I'm excited to see that aspect of within the storyline. I know a lot of people wanted more action, like they didn't get enough of that. I thought it was kind of taken out because I still wanted potential of a storyline. Action is good, but if you don't have a real, core storyline, whatever, and all that, you can show me all the flips, whatever, and all that. That's nothing. you want it to continue, because if I kid myself enough to say it, I bet you if they do this second one and it does very well, the possibility of a third one, is doable. So I'm hoping that that is the case. So like I said, I like a strong storyline. It keeps making, just showing the evolution of the actual character T'Challa, what he's doing for Wakanda, and I'm here for it. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm just happy that Ryan Coogler definitely is coming back to write and direct, and I felt it was only fair. I could not foresee anybody else doing it. He might have somebody who's attached to him if he can't do, or he might be somebody who will have his ear to them if we get a third installment of, the Black Panther franchise. But until then, stick to what we know, because he did it very well. Kevin put his hands in him. He did an awesome job. That movie was great. I loved every minute of it, so much so I did a video skit on it. So that should tell you right there. I'm going to probably post that again so you all can see that. I had so much fun doing that. So, but moving on. Now this one, I'm excited because I am a fan of Dave Bautista. He's from hometown DMV. Love that he's a DC native. So I'm excited that he's doing a little bit of everything. I mean, honestly, the brother he's staying busy too. He, of course, just came out with his movie Stuber. Looks so funny. I need to see it. Don't judge me. I have not seen it. I'm going to definitely get my chance to go see that movie. I love that he can do action and drama and all that, and he does his comedy too. He's working on the movie, Army of the Dead. He's also going to be in the movie Dune. So he's staying busy. Now, he's looking in talks to do a movie titled Trap House. This is considered a crime thriller. I'm excited about that. So with that said, let me give you a synopsis. It says, Trap House will tell the story of an undercover DEA agent and his partner as they follow the trail of a brazen and surprisingly adept group of robbers. This ostensibly routine operation is complicated by the fact that the robbers are related to the agents, their own teenagers, who have been using their parents' expertise and information to steal from the dangerous cartel. That sounds interesting. I feel like, we're getting a crime thriller, I don't know if it's going to be laced with humor. Something makes me, this could be a serious, whichever, type of role, whichever. So I'm not going to just assume anything. It says crime thriller. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That is very interesting. I don't think I've seen anything that borders on that where, somebody's, investigating somebody and trying to get to the, a hold of, the bad guys doing this, and come to find out they're actually related like that, so to speak, in this, they're kids. So this will be a little bit something different. I think I've never seen. I actually don't mind that. Don't know who's actually going to be in the movie, who's going to be his actual partner, his other former, his DEA agent. So that's going to be interesting. Now, the writer on this one, they're saying his name is Gary Scott Thompson. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table with the overall storyline. Definitely looking forward to seeing who's going to play the teenagers. This has potential to be good. The title definitely had me intrigued when I heard about it, so I said, okay, it looked like something I would love to see him do. And I like it. Like I said, he likes to do a little bit of everything. I know him being attached to, of course, WWE for many, many years. Him, same thing like with John Cena, same thing with Dwayne Johnson. I like with Dwayne Johnson, he's more of like the I don't know if it's action blockbuster type of, aspect, whichever is fine. With John, he's doing a little bit of, definitely action, but a little bit more comedy scripts as of lately. With Dave, he's mixing up with a little bit of everything. And I like that. He does not to say anybody wants to pigeonhole themselves, but when you get more scripts of one particular genre than others, that's what happens. Not to say you get typecast, but after a while, it'll kind of look like that. It's like they don't think I can do a drama. They don't think I can be serious, whichever. So I like that he's doing it. When he did Blade Runner, was it 2049? I like that character in that. He was just... I just loved his character in that movie. And then, of course, another one, let me think. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Spectra, he had a small, bit role in that. Definitely some action in that when he had hold up, whatever, show his skills, So, but yes, movies like I said, Stuber, bringing the funny, you got to be, let people know you have the range, and I love that. So I'm gonna keep my eyes out on this one when I get a little bit more. Like I said, we only know about the writer. We don't know who's going to be directing it, and that does play key. So I will definitely keep my eyes on who will be directing this, because if it's a director I'm fully aware of, and I know, and they have some work that I like, that would be a bonus. So, but with that said, moving on. Now this one, I will say it like this: since MCU is doing so well and DC's trying, is finding their footing, looks like Hasbro wants to get into the mix on this one, and it looks like we're going to get a standalone movie, kind of like a spinoff from G.I. Joe, and this has to do with Snake Eyes. Now, I remember G.I. Joe. I grew up watching it with my brother. We had some of the little, play, little toys, whichever. He loved doing G.I. Joe, like, you know, the video games, all that stuff back in the day. I remember when the first, 2 movies came out. What was it, G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra. I think that was a mid-90s movie. And then we, like, no, mid-90s. It was kind of like 2000, like late 2000s. And then we got the G.I. Joe, I think it was Retaliation. And the first one I liked. The second one, it was okay, whichever. I didn't go to the theaters. I waited for that to come out, but I actually enjoyed Rise of Cobra at first. I'm curious to see how they're going to do this spinoff with Snake Eyes. From what I'm hearing, Henry Golding is in talks to play the lead character now. Very interesting. Let me tell you, Henry Golding is staying mad busy. Of course, he came out Crazy Rich Asians. Did great in that movie. Then, of course, he was in, what was the movie he did? I cannot remember. It starred Blake Lively. It came out earlier. I want to say it was called A Simple Favor. And then, of course, he's going to be in a trailer I just did a couple of days ago called Last Christmas with Emilia Clarke. So he's staying pretty darn busy. I'm excited to see this. I did say he might possibly be the antagonist, whatever, in the next Black Panther 2. I'm not sure for confirmation on that. I'm going to check that. But as again, like I stated, he just seems like it's like another movie after another movie after another movie. And I love that he's just, that movie Crazy Rich Asians really put him on the map, that he's, you know, more visible, widespread, and that means with more people interested in him to come and do work. Now, I'm excited at the possibility of them doing Snake Eyes. That particular character is very well liked and very well loved within the G.I. Joe, and definitely for Hasbro. I know Hasbro wants to start their own cinematic universe. That's what I feel like they're trying to do, and possibly a potential crossover like a lot of the other ones, you know, with you know, DC tries to do that with the crossovers, and then you have, you know, Sony is considering it, what they're doing, all the separate ones with, like, say, for instance, Venom, Morbius, possibly of a Craven movie, you know, all that to find a way to cross over to get with Spider-Man. So the potential is there for the possibility of them doing that. That means that if they're going to do a Snake Eyes, the director has to be good, the actual storyline needs to be good, you know, and slowly work their way up to doing that and picking certain, you know, Hasbro, you know, characters that they know people loved and enjoyed and loved growing up and probably loved to this day. Then the potential is there, and we'll see how that goes, because they clearly see the ka-ching in all of it, being that MCU is doing the damn thing. So, you know, then that's comic book wise. So we'll have to see if that all pans out. I'll keep my eyes on this. I want to know who else will be actually attached to the actual movie that will play a part as well. And like I said, the director. I don't know the director as of right now. They're claiming this is to be coming out in October of next year, October 16th to be correct. So that will be interesting. So we'll have to see. I'm curious. I am down, so we'll have to see. And I'd like to see him in the overall look of Snake Eyes. That just, I need to see that. So, but yes, I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one. Like I said, I need a little bit more information. Like I stated, when I know more, you'll know more too. Another one I'm looking forward to, and this is one that I'm fully aware of back in the day because of the video games, because of my brother, and this has to do with Mortal Kombat. Now, I remember the actual movie from back in the day. This first is the video games. What was it? Early 90, 92. Then we got the movie, what, in 95, and then we had one, I think, a couple of years later, maybe 97, 98, I could be wrong in the year. I saw the first one in 95, I didn't watch the second one, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Now, I'm hearing that this is going to be a staunch rated R, because they are going to make this, truthfully, and I had to write my own stuff, they're going to be very infamous about the fatalities, basically exactly similar to the games. Now that right there is enough to make a person intrigued, especially if you play the games and you remember the movie. It can't be nothing less than a R rating. If you're going to go there, you need to go all the way there. I don't know how much my stomach can take of it. I've seen a lot of the fatalities that they show in videos on YouTube, and after maybe 20 minutes I get damn near nauseous. So the thought of this stuff being in the movie is just like, I don't think I'm going to eat. I think I'm just going to bring a drink when I go see it, because I don't think I could take it. And if I see the wrong particular fatality, it might take me over the edge. You know, some people don't have strong stomachs. My stomach after a while can become weak. I start off strong, but it comes weak. Now I'm hearing also, moving from that, the casting. And I want to know exactly who's playing what. So that gets me even more hyped. Okay, we have Ludi Lin, who plays Liu Kang. Then we're going to have Joe Taslim, who will play Sub-Zero. I'm hyped about that one. Mechad Brooks is playing Jax. And then we have Tada Nabu Asano, he plays Raiden. That's still in talks, but I think he's probably going to come on board. I have faith that he'll do it. Then we have a girl who's a kind of a newcomer named Cece Stringer who played Melina. Down for that one right there. So, but the Sub-Zero by Joe, can you imagine? I just can't. I mean, the ripping of heads, the yanking of blood, ripping spleens, the spinal cord, just because I'm not going to be able to eat when I go see that. That's going to be a lot to take. Yeah, just thinking about those scenes from the picture, because I've seen it so many times. Yeah, I just basically just going to just go on there with the drink. I'll have some mints. I'll be all right. Now, the director for this is Simon McCoy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table for this one. I'm not familiar with his work, but I know who's familiar with. I am the producer on this, and that's James Wan. James is attached to so many daggone different things, and I'm here for it. I'm so happy he is attached to this, because I know he's going to put his step on to make sure this stuff stays close to as original as it can possibly be, and I am so here for it. I can only imagine how many people are going to be in that theater, especially ones who loved watching and reacting to the fatalities online. You would be amazed at some of my favorites that I do follow on YouTube who watch these things, and the look on their faces when they do them. It's not like we have never seen them, but it's like some of them are just like, no, they didn't do that. No, she didn't do this. No, he didn't. Oh, damn, Sub-Zero did this. Oh, my God. So I'm just going to just be whole for that. I still want the storyline to be somewhat, as close to original they can make it, so it has some type of, consistency. So it's not just all about the fatalities, but a lot of people will be watching just for that simple part to see how close to them they're going to keep it. So let me just be real about that aspect. So I can only imagine what the trailer is going to look like, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it, so we'll have to see. Now, they're claiming this is supposed to come out March 5th of 2021. That gives them ample time. Since we're coming together now with actual casting, this is really good. So I just need to know exactly when production is starting. I don't have the note of exactly when the action will start. Filming will start in Australia. That much I do know. So when I know more about when filming production starts, because I want to think if it's not this year, it's going to be sometime maybe at the end of this year, early next year, they'll probably start. I feel like more after the holidays, and then we'll start getting stuff. And then hopefully, if they do it right, that means when next year comes for Comic-Con, this might come up in Comic-Con. We might get a really short teaser to get people all hyped. And then by the fall of next year, we'll definitely get a trailer. And that's when it's going to really just mind-boggling. That's a good month to pick, because it's not, right around, blockbuster time where a new blockbuster comes out and it just knocks it right off the map where it's not going to get any money. So this is really good. I like that they put it in March right there in a good time. Some people are like, oh, I don't know if that's a good. I say it a lot. There's no specific month anymore. If you want to put a movie in January and all that, or February, March, whatever, do whatever you need to do. They've been moving movies all over the place. Captain Marvel was March. What was it? Endgame was in April. Next year we're gonna have movies coming out in May, some in June, some in July, some in October. Movies are all over. I love that they're not afraid to put them in other months, whichever. If you're a movie lover, you're gonna love movies in whatever month they show. Don't have to be in some sort of time where it's always just a summer blockbuster. Enjoy movies all year long. That's the whole point of it, and that's how I like it. And I like when they spread it out. I don't want everything all together bunched in, and I gotta spend damn near almost all weekend watching all these different daggone movies, whatever, so I can just fit them in. Nobody got time like that. I wish I did. This would never be an issue for me to discuss. But moving from that, I'm looking forward to this. This is good. The casting is looking great. I'm here for it. So you know what? Like I said, when I know more, you all will know more. So this one, I'm excited for because of the casting. This has to do with Kerry Washington and Sterling K. Brown. I'm a fan of both of their work. She's doing her thing. Of course, Scandal wrapped up, about a year ago. She's moving on to doing plays and doing some other movies. Sterling K. Brown does a show, This Is Us. He's doing awesome. Plus, he was in Black Panther. He's doing a voice for Angry Birds 2. He's working on something else. I think it's called The Rhythm Section. It's a movie that's starring, I want to say the note is supposed to be, it's supposed to be starring, if I'm not mistaken, Jude Law and Blake Lively. So I'm excited about that. I want to note that. This one that they're working together is called Shadow Force. They're not giving us too much information, but the thing that they hinted to was it's kind of like a fresh take on Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Now, if you already know what that movie is, you already know that's the movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. I loved that movie when it came out. I thought it was a great movie. It gives me a little idea of kind of how it would be, but then I'm wondering if it's going to be similar in regards to both of them being, having, being lovers, being husband and wife, but then not realizing they have a secret they're keeping from each other, or they both, are ages, whatever. If it's going that, aspect, or if it's going to be some similarities, but not so much. But that's enough for me to know right now. Now the title is it has me intrigued. Shadow Force. I'm looking forward to seeing who's directing this. We don't know. I do know that Kerry Washington is producing this, so that's actually excellent. I love that. So definitely want to know who's the director. I want to know the overall storyline exactly of, in regards to this. So hopefully, since this is brand new information, they've become attached to this, particular movie. Hopefully, moving forward in the next couple of months, we'll get a little more information. Don't have a date exactly of when this is coming out. So like I said, definitely brand new information, brand new news on an actual film. So again, when I know more about this one, I look forward to seeing this. And I love it because I don't think they've worked together in anything to, any type of films or TV together. So that's going to be really interesting to see them together and seeing them as a couple. So, and like I said, I just love both of them. They are just phenomenal actors. So looking forward to seeing them do something together finally. So, but with that said, this is the last and final one. And this is a good one to end on my note of movie news. This has to do with Candyman, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Love this movie. Love it because I love me some Tony Todd. I'm excited. Now this one, they're saying filming has started for production on the movie. I'm excited to hear that. This is going to be directed by Nia DaCosta. I'm excited for her. Also, you already know, produced and written partly by Jordan Peele. Looking forward to that. I know some people like, I won't say some, that's why I try to note, not sure how to take it, whichever they feel like this is considered a reboot, but they're saying this is supposedly some sort of spiritual sequel. Keep getting those terminologies put out there, and there's nothing wrong with this. They said this is going to kind of go in discussion about toxic fandom. They're going to be kind of making it in regards to that type of storyline. I really wish they would kind of go into more in depth in regards to why they say that, but it's like a little bit of mystery around the overall storyline. So I'm like, okay, but saying a spiritual sequel, I will say this: the second one was okay, the third one didn't like that, whichever, but it is what it is. The first one definitely by itself honestly still holds up to this day, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Now the main casting in this is going to be Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and her name is Tinyana, I want to say Paris. I hope I'm saying her name correctly, excuse me. Then also we hear Tony Todd now is attached, and I'm excited because I remember for a while on his Twitter, I do follow him, he had stated he had heard anything, nobody came to him to approach him, but now it looks like he is attached now, and I'm so happy that he will be in this movie. That's such respect and homage to the man who started it all off, whichever. I will tell you this: he's been in many other movies that I love. This is going to be one of those ones that's definitely a staple when you think Tony Todd off the cuff, and that is fine. My thing is I need to get out there and see some of these horror cons so I can meet him. I love when I see pictures of people tagging him, saying how much they love and adore, and respect him, and seeing him, meeting him. I'm going to have to make that happen. A lot of them don't come down to the DMV area, so I'm going to get to searching for that because I would love to go to one. A lot of them happen in other neighboring states like Charlotte, North Carolina. I know Chicago, I think Ohio, things of that nature. So if I got to travel, then I'm probably going to have to travel. So we're going to try to make that happen because I always think some of the ones that I love, after a while they're going to get tired of doing them and they're going to stop doing them, and then I'm going to lose out on meeting some of my favorites from all the horrors that I've watched over the decades, and I would love to meet some of them. I did a top 20 horror video that I love, and I put some of my favorite top 20. Eventually that will probably change up, but right now the ones that I picked were my favorite core, and to this day I still love them and they still hold up, whichever. So, but yes, Tony Todd is one of my favorite horror icons, whichever. But like I said, he's done many other movies, but horror is definitely his main staple, and he does a good damn job at doing it. So I'm looking forward to this. It just cannot come out any faster. I'm just looking so excited and hyped to see this. I feel like with Jordan Peele being attached to this, it's going to do very well, so I'm not worried about that. He knows his horror, and I think he will do it right, and I love that he's going to put a stamp on it and bring back, like I said, Tony on it. Makes me feel like, the respect of this particular movie, this staple, this classic, he's going to do just due to it. So I'm not mad about it. I'm just ready to see it. And like I said, that first trailer, I'm going to be hyped to do my reaction to it. But that's it. That is it. I just had to throw a little bit of that out for you all this particular weekend. So comment below. Let me know what it is that you all thought about any of the things I discussed. And with that said, I will see you guys on the next movie news. You guys take care.